Hi, folks. This is Mountain Man coming to you from parts unknown. I hope everybody's having a great evening. So we got a lot of stuff going on to get past my 30 seconds. Joe's got to go. Who's next? Well, there's rumors floating around that, we all know about Big Mike, but what about Hillary Dillery? So, and Gavin Newsom, they're making noises about that. How you like my thumbnail? I got a little picture there, Mr. T pointing up to his numbers. But that's not even the best poll. Remember, he put out a truth where he said, hey, Rupert Murdoch, put up those polls that I know you got. And if you guys don't do it, Fox News doesn't do it, I might put them up myself. Well, the next day, I believe, Rupert Murdoch stepped down. But ABC ended up putting up a poll that just a little tad bit off from what Fox News had. But I'll go over all that stuff. But forced truths, that's what I'm talking about. That's where I've mentioned over several broadcasts. The Truth and Reconciliation Act, I think, is coming into play and it's going to be in full swing before this is all over with. Truth and Reconciliation Act. Hi, Nikki. How are you doing? What time is it? I know I said we're going to start early. Man, time flies. And I was cropping pictures and doing videos. Hi, Damon. How are you? Sinsen, Kim, Doc. How you doing? Jersey Joe. Outlandish Patriot. Haha, B-Dog. Hi, Melinda. Nice to see you. Debbie. Cindy. All right, Henri gave me a thumbs up. Please, if you think about it, go ahead and podge that thumbs up button. How you doing, MS Motorsports? So anyway, I got my little thumbnail, but there was even a better poll. Fox News put it out after the ABC poll. But here you go. If the election were held today, who would you vote for? That is a stunning number. Hi, Diane. How are you doing? Sissy, how are you? Be charming. Haha, nice to see you. So, that's even worse. I mean, that for a, quote, sitting president, that is horrendous. And everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. Let me see. Where's that one article? That they were gobsmacked. That was the term that was put up there. Let me see if I can find that. That the Washington Post and ABC was gobsmacked. Well, if I find it, I'll put it up. But they were taken off guard by that poll. And that's pretty funny. But they're saying Gavin Newsom is setting himself up for running. He vetoed a bill where they were going to allow basically the kidnapping of young'uns. And this has been in the works in California. We talked about it on past broadcasts, where if a parent didn't affirm a child's gender identity, then they could be removed from the home, and the law would allow for the adoption of a like-minded person, namely somebody who believed in that practice. I'll put it that way. And he vetoed it. But that was also after Mr. T put a truth out. And he puts out things what he's going to do when I'm president, when we're presidents. That's what he says. He doesn't put out aspirations. Please keep this in mind when you listen to his speeches. And if anybody is new, welcome aboard. Please stay with me. If you engage in the chats, please do so in a way that you would want to have a productive conversation. Don't, get emotional and use foul language or anything. That's for people who are just feeling things out here and kind of still don't like Mr. T but they realize something's wrong. Anyway, just always keep in mind, these are not campaign promises, okay? What he's putting out are matters of fact. It's not what he would like to happen. These are things that are going to happen. And when he said he was going to seek the prosecution of people who were mistreating young ones, that's going to happen. When he said he was going to have teachers marched out of the building, that's going to happen. So it's not aspiration. It's not a promise that might get broken. It's not a what do you think, guys? What do my voters think? Let me know what you think about what I'm planning here. No, there are things that are going to happen if they're not already put in force, and that's why Gavin Newsom didn't sign it. And remember I said that. Hi, Bill. Nice to meet you. Mary, how you doing? Nice to meet you too, Sissy. I think it's your first time here or first time in the chats. Life under gas. Well, we got some news people. Boy, that's fun. Hi, Marla. Rubber Toe. Nice to see you. So if I miss anybody, Lone Wolf, how are you doing? Christina. Haha. Boy, we got a mix of people. We got a mix of newbies and people been with me for a while. Nikki's been around from the very beginning, haven't you, Nikki? And our good friend Bubba. I wonder how he's doing. Hope he's doing all right and joins us tonight. You've been here a while, Sissy said. Must be my crooked eye when I'm looking at these. Hi, Barb. When I'm looking at these chats, they go by quick sometimes. Yeah, if you've been watching, want to get in the chats, come on in. The water's fine. Anyway, so it's important to keep that notion in mind, folks, because I was watching a broadcast. A young fellow who was joined the armed services during the Panama invasion. And that's the movie Clint Eastwood did called Heartbreak Ridge, was based on the military action that was taken in Grenada. And later you had that was under Reagan, and then you had under Bush 1, Grandpa or Papa Bush, was the invasion of Panama. Well, anyway, he joined and he started getting into PSYOPs. And he made some interesting comments, and he discussed things in a way that I've been talking about the same issues, but he's confirming my notions that I've said in the past about people being afraid and focusing on things that upset them, make them queasy, and they take it home to their family. They talk about stuff that's not focused on the quote mission, okay? Distractions, bright, shiny things, or scary, spooky things. And it's hard on other family members, hard on the person that's allowing that type of fear, dread, and doubt to come in, and what the problem is in this country right now for a lot of people around the world is that we have to have information dissemination operations that head that kind of stuff off and lower the fear factor, the dread, the desperation, the depression of nothing's ever going to change, or if it does change, or it's going to get worse, and there's no hope. We got to get all that stuff out of our head. So I saw Nikki, you had Mr. T on today. I didn't know that, and I watched part of it at the end while you were live, and then I watched the replay. And that's when it came to my mind. He did a short speech, and a lot of people have said in the past, well, he goes over the same things. He goes over the same thing. It's called a stump speech. Ronald Reagan did stump speeches when he ran for governor of California, when he ran for president in 1976, when he ran for the nomination, when he ran for president in 1980, when he ran for president in 1984. He went all over this country, state to state to state, and gave stump speech, same speech, same speech. Of course, he would spice it up with little stories and new things, but that's what it's called. He's doing a stump speech. But he's also imparting very important information, and he's doing what the mainstream media has been doing for the last 50, 60 years. Repetitive, to drill it into people's heads. But the thing that makes this different, unique in the world of politics and in American history, is just what I said. These are not promises. These are facts. And when you hear him say that these universities are going to be scrutinized very strongly with these $40 billion endowments and their involvement with foreign entities and communist theology, when he says he's going to get the Marxist, fascist, communists out, drive them out, it's going to happen. So if you have that in your mind, that these are events that will happen and in some cases are happening now, your mind will be much more at ease. You'll be much more energized, and the fear factor will go down. Fear clouds your judgment, especially when it is something you can't put your finger on what you're afraid of. So keep that in mind every speech that he gives. Diane says, I wonder if they're practice for the communication blackout. Well, it's what I put in my thumbnail. Any meanies necessary. Any means necessary. And Trump said that in his speech. They're getting desperate and they're going to use any means necessary. And that'll include the blackout. And that'll include what we already know is happening. Attempts on Mr. T's well-being, if you know what I'm saying. All these things are cards that are going to be played. So, and we have, I think I do have an article concerning the broadcast system, but let's go over some stuff. I put Trump gun charge. What am I talking about? Well, let me play this little clip that I got from Trump's speech when he said, hey, I got a good poll numbers. What happens when I get good poll numbers? And I think this is the part where he says that they'll do anything, pretty much laying it out there to be prepared.
It's no wonder that far-left lunatics are getting desperate to stop our movement by any means necessary. As you know, Crooked Joe and the radical left thugs have weaponized law enforcement to arrest their leading opponent. Me, I'm their leading opponent. I'm their only opponent. On fake and phony charges. I went through a whole life. I never heard the word indictment. All of a sudden, every day, I'm getting indicted. In fact, I'm getting a little concerned because we had a poll this weekend that was so big. I said, here we go, more indictments. Every time we get a good poll, we get indicted. This is high-level election interference, and it's happening for a single reason, because I'm the only candidate they do not want to run against. They talk misinformation, disinformation. They're close enough. Somebody said, what's the difference? I said, I can tell you the difference, but they're very close. But they're very good at misinformation, disinformation. They see Trump is leading by 55 points. Think of that. And leading by 10 points against him. The Washington Post, ABC, 10 points. That's a lot, because it's considered a lot.
High-level election interference. Any means necessary. They're desperate. I mean, just in this short, minute and whatever it is, second clip, 30 seconds, he's putting it out there, and that they're going to try it every time they try to indict him. Well, I saw him before he gave his speech. He was at a gun shop, and I think it was a Desert Eagle they were showing him, and him and the guy that owns or was at the gun show or whatever had the pistol. Posed for a lot of selfies, and everybody jumped in for selfies. But Trump said, "I'm getting one of those. I want one of those." And they said, "Oh, you want one?" He said, "Yeah. How much?" And I think the guy was almost said, "Mr. Trump, I will give this to you." And he was like, "No. We'll pay you." And so anyway, that got my mind to thinking. What about a 3-day waiting period? He's not going to wait around 3 days. He's former president of the United States, got the highest clearance you can get in the land. But he's got federal charges against him. So I said, man, watch them try to say that he purchased a pistol without going through the jumping jacks everybody else is supposed to go through, and that he's got federal charges. And so I was watching some DMs people sent me and stuff. Had the same thing came in their mind, that Mr. T is going to be they're going to mess with him about buying that gun. Well, Jack Posobiec, let me see if this is the right one. Yeah, he put this up about an hour before I went live. Reuters, Americans under federal indictment have a right to buy guns, judge rules. So he went ahead and did his research. This was an article from September 20th, 2022. And that doesn't mean they won't try it, okay? That doesn't mean they won't try it. And think of another thing. What if they got Hunter on gun charges? They're going to say, well, you're charging Hunter Biden with gun charges. You could charge President Trump with gun charges too. Nobody's above the law. So, but I did mention that I thought part of their selective charging of Hunter was to get it to the Supreme Court. Can you take someone's Second Amendment rights away because of other offenses that are unrelated? Somebody has felony bad check charges, for instance. Does that mean they lose their right to defend themselves, to keep and bear arms? Somebody got a third DUI within 10 years. Oh, you can't. So that stuff's going to get put to bed, I believe. Yeah, Dan Scavino's putting a lot out on Truth Social. I copied one of his videos. So let me see. I'm just looking at the chats, folks. Don't mind me. Hi, Annette. How are you? So, yeah, we're going to keep an eye on every little dirty trick they're trying to pull. Here you go. Here's a meme. The two-tier justice system. 13 billion aid to Ukraine. 2.3 trillion missing at the Pentagon. $601 for your Venmo transaction. Hi, Alicia. Well, I had about 40 people leave all of a sudden. What? I must have said something to make somebody mad. I don't know. But I can't think of anything I need to apologize for. So anyway, we'll keep on going. Here's something funny for you. This trans woman's bank account was frozen because she, quote, sounded like a man on the phone. So you got to say to yourself, you got somebody working at a credit card company and you're thinking about security and you want to make sure nobody's stealing credit cards and all this kind of stuff. And somebody says, hello, my name is my name is Jeanette. So anyway, yeah, so it's causing problems. I just thought that was a little funny thing to put there. Anyway, let me see if I got that thing from Dan Scavino. Here's give you something to look at while I'm looking through my videos. He said, fine, I surrender. We'll just do whatever you guys want to do. But, oh gosh, well, I have to get some copies of whatever Dan Scavino was talking about. But here we have Hillary. Hillary Dillery. Beautiful Hillary. Remember now, it's not Crooked Hillary anymore. That's Joe's name. This is beautiful Hillary. And Fox News had a thing from Tom Fitton. Obviously, Hillary wants to run for president. Okay. Well, Gavin Newsom, everybody's talking about Gavin Newsom. Everybody's talking about Kamala Harris. Here you go. Proof of that. Memology 101 said they really want to condition us in order to accept Chameleon Harris as the next POTUS. Pathetic. So here's a Washington Post opinion. I'm fine with Biden's age because I'm fine with a President Harris by Perry Bacon Jr. So, okay, Kamala wants it. They say Gavin Newsom, he's playing hard to get, but he wants it. And then you got, of course, Big Mike wants it. But now they're making noise that beautiful Hillary wants it. Well, to Gavin Newsom, Kamala Harris, and Big Mike, I just want to show you this little meme right here to keep in mind. We have information that will lead to the arrest of Hillary Clinton 5 hours later. So, yeah, we're going to see how that works out. How that works out. So keep that in mind, Gavin. Keep that in mind. I'm going to leave this big poll up. The one that's 5242. That's the one you want to get a screenshot of that and put it on your Facebook page. So anyway, I want to leave this big poll up. That's the one I want to leave up, 5242. No, Mary, keep your phone on. Keep your phone on. Space Force is in control of all that stuff. Yeah. Something comes across there, I want to hear it. Because I can discern for myself what's real, what's garbage, and what's real. And you know what? I'm going to put this on the screen for my new viewers. This is on a 17th letter post. And if you want to if you want to pull it up yourself, I'll give you a little memory trick. What number president was Trump when he first came into office? Everybody knows. He was number 45, right? When he comes back in office, what's he going to be? Number 47. So just remember, post number 4547. If you put that in the 17th site, this is what will pop up. The Fox News report of the Inspector General. Hillary Clinton and foundation crime against humanity. What's interesting about this, and I cued in on just the other day. I said to myself, wait a minute. It doesn't say Clinton Foundation. It says Hillary Clinton and foundation crime against humanity. Hillary Clinton and foundation crime. So there's two characters there. Crime against children. Hillary Clinton and the foundation. So anyway, but that's a good way to remember that post number, and you can always pull it up. Let me see what's going on here in the chats. Mr. T will be back before 2024. Yeah, it said something about like 5 months. It wouldn't surprise me, but I'm telling you, we're ready for a long haul. Aren't we? Hi, Karen. How are you? Ha ha. Number 19, Sissy said, oh, yeah, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. But that right there, the one I just had up, shows you that stuff being looked at. It's already in a very important report. And then Sobe put this up. Breaking, Trump announces he has lost his new Glock. It was a Glock. In a shock boating accident on his way to the rally and therefore cannot be charged over it. So, it wasn't just me. There were a lot of people that were thinking, oh boy, here they're going to come up with something and try to charge Trump. Here we go. Democrats unveil tread on me flag. Hi, Donna. How are you? Oh, he said 4 months, Annette said. Ivana, how are you? Did I see Prince Andrew got busted this month in Ukraine? Oh, well, we'll see about that. Well, Ukraine is really putting themselves out there with Maria Abramovich. Not only that, I guess I could put this picture up without getting in too much trouble. Let me find it. The Rhythm might be able to read the headline, though. So you got Prince Andrew over there diddling little kids, and then you got Maria Abramovich. I guess it's okay to say she's a member of the Satanic Church, Church of Satan, or whatever they call it. The U.S. military, Navy can say it, so whatever. But anyway, did not see that coming. Did not see that coming. Then they had, Canada. Here they were. Citizen Free Press put this up. The Canadian House of Commons rolled out the red carpet for a literal did not see that coming. And conservatives want answers. A straightforward Google search will show he served in that particular division during World War II. And he was a member of the Waffen SS. I know quite a bit about the Waffen SS, and that was... I won't get into. When they caught members of that bunch, they got quick trials. I'll put it that way. Quick trials. Especially in that area of Europe. Now, let me see what the order of these are. I want to go over a couple of posts from Mr. T. Okay, wait a minute. That's the first one. That I think are important. This is stuff he put up today. Senate Democrats should resign based on Senator Bob Menendez. They should all resign. They all knew what was going on and the way he lived. Why doesn't the FBI raid Senate Democrats' homes like they illegally raided Mar-a-Lago, where nothing was done wrong based on the Presidential Records Act? Menendez is a, quote, piker compared to some of those election-stealing thugs. Let me see. Can you imagine how much crooked Joe Biden has stolen and what's in some of his many homes? The FBI and Justice, here we go, that they would be going in to look in a few weeks. In other words, get rid of the cash, gold, documents ASAP before we get there. They didn't give me any warning. Whoops, that's the wrong one. There we go. They just showed up. Hunter lived with Crooked Joe in Delaware. It would be a treasure hunt. Crooked's coffers must be loaded up with cash. I wonder how much money he got paid rigging the election. Menendez is one of many, a small timer at that. Every Democrat should resign from the Senate. Our borders are broken. Our elections are rigged. MAGA. Well, I mean, that's a call, that's unmistakable call for them all to step down. I mean, what is in the hopper? What's cooking? And yeah, it would make my antennas go up too, thinking about this business of 4 months or 5 months or whatever he's tossing around there. And the other thing, Donald Trump calls for government shutdown. Now, this is Newsmax. Former President Donald Trump on Sunday night called for better Republican leadership in the Senate and ostensibly a shutdown of the government. Well, he just now called for all the Democrats to resign. Donald Trump calls for government shutdown. I think what's one thing I talked about in the past was that if our civilian systems got to the point where they could no longer function in the manner that they were intended, would that be something that would cause within the continuity of government for there to be some supervision or certain states to be put under military control? I don't know. But I know what would. Never mind dysfunction. Paralysis. If the Supreme Court passes things, certain states thumb their noses at the Supreme Court. The Senate says something and people ignore it. Just an anarchical paralysis where the government cannot function properly, kind of like a patient laying in bed can't move. Hi, Pappy Two Bears. How you doing? So keep that in mind. Oh, here's something hideous. I got to give you a hideous alert, folks. Oh, my goodness. Maurice Delk. I watched some of it. I got him coming up on my screen a lot. I would cry, too. Here's a little newborn baby with this delicate flower of a mother. And you can only imagine. Oh, yeah, I would cry, too, if that's what I was looking at. Redhausen, how you doing? Vicky, how you do? So all we can do is cross our fingers and hope that this new arrival will be protected and that the mother in some way will be touched in a manner with the natural instinct of protectiveness and love to raise that child in the healthiest way, physically and spiritually, as possible. I've often heard it said, a child changes your life, okay? The power of having a child can change your life. So I'm not overly hopeful, but I do pray that this young little human being finds happiness. So didn't mean to put that on you, but there you have it. Yeah. Oh, did you all hear Cat Turd got raided today? He didn't get raided. He got swatted. So the liberals, the any meanies necessary, are pulling that stunt again, calling the police and getting them to go to the homes of conservatives loaded for bear and with SWAT teams. But thankfully, let me see. Thankfully, it didn't wind up too bad. Let me see. I got something. Here we go. Cat Turd. Breaking. A non-account holder Cat Turd swatted after being doxxed by leftist outlets. Cops are absolutely everywhere. They're all over Cat Turd Ranch. He is trying to defuse the situation as we speak. So that's a very dangerous thing. I mean, people can, their lives can change in an instant when you have armed people kicking in your door and you don't know what's going on. They tried it they did it to Marjorie Taylor Greene. They did it to Tim Pool. Now they're doing it to Cat Turd. And here's the one from Pasovic. Breaking reports coming in. Cat Turd was just swatted during his live stream today. Cops all over his ranch. He has been mercilessly doxxed by corporate media in hopes someone would just do just this. Prayers up for Cat. We'll update when I know more. And the update, let me see if I've got that. The update is that the officers were very understanding, and if I have it, I'll pull it up if I see it. These things are awful small and awful hard to read. But that could have been an ugly, ugly situation. Here we go. Yes. The caller pretended to be me and told the cops, quote, I've STABBED'd someone. I have a GUN and I'm going to unalive myself. This is the result of being doxxed over and over by leftist outlets. You can imagine how dangerous this is. I'm okay, the pets are okay, and the local cops were fantastic. Thanks for your concern. I'll continue to talk truth to power. I won't stop. I love you all. So, that is a rare moment of a good ending. Keep in mind, not just Trump's speeches, but what he puts out on Truth Social are not suggestions. They are things that are going to happen. So anyway, I got a couple more things. He Retruths Ronnie Jackson said Alvin Bragg is a national embarrassment in capital letters to our justice system. President Trump has proven to have done no wrong. This is nothing more than a political stunt to prevent Trump from becoming president in 2024. Trump retruthed that. But before he retruthed that, he put out the Washington Post has just increased my polling lead over crooked Joe Biden to 10 points. In my thumbnail, it shows 9 from 9. Well, at least they admitted their mistake. This could be the beginning of a giant comeback for what has become known as the lamestream media. Would also be a big day in America. This is going towards what I've said in past broadcasts, Truth and Reconciliation Act. I think it's being activated right now. And he's saying this could be the beginning of a giant comeback for the lamestream media and a big day in America. He said the media was the first thing that had to be tackled before this country could, and I quote him, before this country could begin to heal. Namely, we've been hurt, we've been damaged, and if we can't begin to heal unless the lamestream media, whoa, what the heck did I do? Gets called into check. That's Mr. T buying his whipping. So the next one I want to cover by Mr. T, and remember, to pay attention to him, because if who knows more about what's going to happen than Mr. T? Nobody. They are almost all dishonest and corrupt. But Comcast, with its one-side and vicious coverage by NBC News, and in particular MSNBC, often and correctly referred to as MSDNC, Democrat National Committee, here we go, folks, should be investigated for its, quote, country-threatening treason, unquote. This was today. Their endless coverage of the now fully debunked scam known as Russia, 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 and much else is one big campaign contribution to the radical left Democratic Party. But pay attention to that, folks. It's country-threatening treason. And he goes on to say, I say up front, openly and proudly, that when I, capital letters, win the presidency of the United States, they and others of the lamestream media will be thoroughly scrutinized for their knowingly, plug that into the 17th letter. Just that one word, knowingly, and have fun reading those posts. All right? Knowingly dishonest and corrupt coverage of people, things, and events. People, things, and events. Why should NBC or any other of the corrupt and dishonest media companies be entitled to use the very valuable airwaves of the USA, capital letters, free? They are a true threat to democracy. A true threat to democracy. And in fact, capital letters, the enemy of the people. The fake news media should pay a big price for what they have done to our once great country. Now, some of you may remember I did a broadcast with Nikki where I said at the 9:48 mark timestamp during his Iowa speech, I said he says something about the mainstream media and I need to go back and listen to it. Well, I did, but I never got to talk about it in my later broadcasts. He was talking about the lamestream media, and he said they have to pay, is what he said. They have to pay. He said it real quick and went on to other subjects. You know how he's smooth, like butter on a roll. Ha ha. He goes right on from subject to subject. But he said that the mainstream media, for what they've done, how they do it, they have to pay. And he's given here an intimation that it's going to be monetary. But he's also talking about country-threatening treason. That's not monetary, okay? That's something else. So, yeah, I'm trying to, and I got to keep mentioning it. The things he says are what's going to happen. We will not fail. Put will not fail into the 17th letter. Those 3 words. Read that post. Here you go. Get a little levity here. Biden's taco stand and voter registration. Oh, they will, Nikki. They'll pay. That's right, sissy. That's just the way I laugh. Been doing that for years and years. That's how you laugh, isn't it? I mean, Kamala is you know. I don't know how she laughs, Kamala. Tennessee, how you doing? Miss Mindersue, how you doing? Let's see who snuck in here. Hi, Christopher. I can't remember if I shouted somebody's name out or not. So anyway, that's the second thing it goes. Your memory. Second. Annette says, my cat likes Mountain Man's voice. Sadie likes my voice too, because she knows whenever I call her, it's to feed her. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Nikki. This is a viewer-supported and creator-supported channel only. I got a link for Buy Me a Coffee in the description. Everybody wants to help the channel out. It's greatly appreciated. As people like me don't get treated very well by these platforms, I can tell you that. I'm always wondering every day whether I'm going to get kicked off or not. I mean, stuff like this. I can't say this person's name even, but this is who put the clandestine put this week alone. Western nations have promoted and praised transgender insanity, ritualistic Satanism, and now actual uniformed Nazis that fought in World War II underneath Adolf. And then they put a picture of AJ going, haven't I been talking about this for 20 or 30 years? So, yeah. Stuff is coming out. I think they're being made to put themselves on display. And I think the left is being made to face their own lunacy. Face the mockery of their lunacy. We mock them. Anti-Russian war heroes. Oh, and here you see it. And then NAZIS. A normal family, right? What's wrong with you people? We're going to keep pumping it out there, firing up the meme cannons, and letting it rip. That's what we're going to do. Let's see. Oh, here's a video I want to play. Speaking of TRANS insanity, it's at the beginning. You'll see the young man, I'll say, that this is his mom, the shorter lady with the ball cap on. And then you have this lesbian or lesbian, how do you pronounce that word? Lesbian person who's a teacher, right? And you hear the young man say to the teacher, I told you mom was going to get mad. But anyway, I played the first few seconds twice so you can see what happens. What she thinks of this pride flag business in her son's classroom.
Wait, what are you doing? Not. Look, I I am not. Hey! Not.
Wait.
What are you doing? Not. I came. I am not paying my. I am not paying my tax money to support. Get out of this type of. Why do you have this hanging? And why do you have this hanging up? Your kids see. It's part of the students. No, it's not part of anything. That is uncalled for. We are paying you to teach history, and that's what you need to be teaching. Excuse me, this is a public school, little lady. You are excused. You are. Do you see what's on the side? No. This needs to go exactly where it is, in the garbage. You need to go in the garbage. I'm teaching my son to grow up to be a man. And I don't want you hanging no flag. I'm calling security. Hanging a flag up for you to sit up there and teach them the type of stuff I'm trying to keep them away from.
I told you what would happen. I told you somebody can't gonna get mad.
You need to be teaching history. No, you need to be teaching history. Shut up. No, God, hey, I'm not getting out of nowhere. I'm not getting out of nowhere. Hey, no, you don't tell my son to shut up. You talking to me. My son ain't failing. He needs to be failing because you got a flag hanging over you. Over the United States of America.
You heard the young guy say, "Don't talk to my mother like that." He said, I told you what was going to happen. And the mom said, you need to be teaching history, not this stuff. And speaking of teachers and universities, I mentioned already about universities. Here we have a clip. You see this? It starts off with this bonehead. He's like lobbing fruit or something at these people who are having a little get together and a little preaching on the street, or the campus or whatever. And this guy's like throwing some fruit at him with a little weenie arm, But the person you're going to see talking in a minute, and there will be subtitles below because she starts off where she's not really talking into the mic. But anyway, this is supposed to be a university professor that comes up and starts talking to these other students.
God loves you. God loves you, man. It is the love of God of why you're angry, or why you're mad. How you doing, young lady?
And I can tell you something else. I had an abortion 2 years ago, and I don't regret it at all. They yanked the fetus out of my uterus. And I'm so happy.
Okay.
I'm so grateful.
Okay.
And I'm a professor at this university.
Okay.
And I make more money than you.
Okay.
And what else?
What's your name?
That's none of your business.
I mean, we're being cordial here. You here got my mic. We're being cordial, right?
Yeah, we're being cordial.
We're being cordial. So, my name is Ricky Castle. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Is that you just came up here to tell us your business without giving us your name?
Yeah, that's what I did.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll pray for you. Okay, we'll pray the Lord save you.
Thank you.
Okay, no problem. I wish I knew your name so we can know where to pray. Well, either way, your soul. Either way, your soul.
Kind of an asshole.
What makes me that?
Oh,
Sorry.
You took the cord out?
Yeah, I took the cord out. Yeah, because
Okay.
you won't give me my mic back. Please give me my mic back, please. Please, young lady. Thank you. Have a good day. Okay, you're not stronger than me. All right. God bless you.
God bless you.
Hey, officer! This young lady she's trying to rip my stuff up.
Oh, I'm assaulting her.
She's assaulted. She's taking his stuff.
Come here.
I have it on video.
Yeah. Yes.
You're very
I'm
angry about your
assaulting
abortion.
him?
Yeah. Look at my stuff.
Okay,
Come
if
on.
I get arrested right now, I would literally. Hi.
In case you didn't catch it, she's got her hand on his mic. She won't let go. She called him an a-hole. She started off the conversation saying, I just want to let you know they took the fetus out of my uterus while she undulated her body, and it felt so good, and that you all are ruining people's lunch and she's got the microphone. She tried to pull the wire off the microphone. She won't give it back to the young man, and he called the police over, and we'll see what happens.
No, it's not.
She probably let him have his stuff.
Okay.
Let go right now, or you're under arrest. Walk away right now.
I already said I shouldn't let go. I have a question for you. Because when I assaulted you, I told you it was court.
Can I get my stuff? Can I get my stuff, ma'am?
We'll go talk over here.
Can I ask a question?
But
Am
let
I
go right
assaulting
now.
him? Is this assault?
Let go right now.
Yes or no?
Let go right now.
Yes, no. Yes or no?
You're under arrest. Put your hands behind you.
We pray for the grace of God for you.
Yeah, off she goes under arrest. And he said, we'll keep praying for you. So anyway, here we go. I'm going to play. I got one video. I'll play it for the on the way out. But let me give you another little meme that you can put up on your social site. Don't forget to check out Senior Subway. You can start a group there and post your videos or your memes or make new friends, find out what's going on in the mature people scene in a safe way. You don't have to worry about getting swatted. But anyway, that's Senior Subway. I don't get nothing out of it, but it's a personal friend of mine I've known for a very long time that is building that site to let mature people explore what's going on and enjoy their lives without it being infested with people like that young professor we just saw getting carted off by the cops. Okay, socialism, moochers electing looters to steal from producers. Ha ha ha. Yeah, Ms. Nasty, that's right, Chris. She started off, I don't know if you all caught it, she started off saying, I'm a professor here and I make more money than you. That's exactly what she said. I'm a professor and I make more money than you. And I want to let you know, last year I had an abortion. They took the fetus out of my uterus and it felt so good. How disgusting do people want to be? Pretty daggone disgusting. Laura Loomer. That's what I had in here. She's a firecracker. We're going to keep an eye on her. I don't know. You know, like with Lynn Wood, people have questions about Mike Flynn. People have questions about Lynn Wood. People have questions about Laura Loomer. I keep my eye on them. I don't judge them. I know we're playing an advanced game here, very advanced. But anyway, Laura Loomer said, can't wait till all the influencers turn on each other and we find out how much each of them was paid to tweet for DeSantis. More people to add to the blacklist list. We can't allow them to slip through the cracks when Trump wins. Grifters gonna grift. You made your bed, now sleep in it. And this Adam Townsend said almost $80,000 a month paid to social media influencers remitted through third-party vendors, and that's not even counting costs of renting email lists from conservative news sites. Remember, when they had all those girls on the payroll working in event planning, LOL. So she's got a little inside scoop there. Supposedly, we're going to keep an eye on it, right? We're not going to judge, because here we have something else she posted. I will sniff out all of the traitors and snakes in 2025. Okay. She put up this and apparently has writing on there from Mr. T. Laura Loomer saying, I would do anything to help President Trump. Would you? And he's written there, Laura, I hear you, Donald. If he had people around him in his first term who were as loyal as I am, he wouldn't have a lot of the issues he's been subjected to now. Traitors in your own camp is dangerous. I will sniff all of them out in 2025. And Trump apparently wrote, sounds good to me. So below that is Marjorie Taylor Greene press release. But it says in parentheses, needs you as his first line of defense to keep out the snakes. So I don't know what that parody is about. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward business there. What's this other one that's up here? Let me see. Gavin Newsom. Because the Supreme Court just knocked down his limiting how many bullets you can have and all this kind of stuff. So he's mad about that. But he had to veto that, they call it the kidnapping bill, where somebody like that lesbian or whatever teacher could take a parent's child away. Anyway, breaking. California's high-capacity magazine ban was just struck down by Judge Benitez, an extremist. Yeah, that old Judge Benitez, he's an extremist. Right-wing zealot with no regard for human life. Wake up, America. Our gun safety laws will continue to be thrown out by NRA-owned federal judges until we pass a constitutional amendment to protect our kids and end the gun violence epidemic in America. Gavin Newsom, crying about his magazine ban being struck down, fails to acknowledge there's a constitution in this country written to restrict tyrants like him. Life, liberty, and guns, if you want to get a screenshot of that. Patriot Missile, how you doing? So anyway, folks, I've gone over my hour. Annette. Oh, yeah, that's right. All life has value in all stages and conditions. Araceli. Yes, it is disgusting. The disrespect for life. Michael. Yeah, please hit the thumbs up button. It helps the video to get around. So anyway, folks, I've got a short video I'm going to play. Let me just check and see if there is anything else. I've got other things in the studio, but like I said, it goes over an hour. My broadcast gets a little fuzzy and broke up when I'm doing a picture show. But anyway, here we're going to close out on something unifying. Okay? Where this young man is explaining to a bunch of liberal hardheads that the Bible is not being pushed by colonialists on African Americans. Okay, it's not. And none of the liberals want to hear what this young man's got to say, but I'm going to play it, and I hope you can get a clip of it and play it too. But anyway, before I leave, I just want to thank you all for spending your precious time with me tonight. And I will be broadcasting soon. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll know when I go live and you can be part of the chats. Thank you, everybody that showed up tonight and everybody who watches this broadcast after the transmission. So you all have a great night. This is Mountain Man, over and out.
White nationalists push Christianity down your throat.
Christianity was in Africa before Europe. Whoa, did you hear that?
The Ethiopian Bible is older than the right. The argument that Christianity brought that colonialism brought Christianity to Africa is completely wrong. Christianity was in Africa before Europe. Everybody hear that? And one thing you need to know is that Christianity is not a European religion. Whoa, whoa, whoa. One more time. You're awesome.